Hi, this is Clara with Clarity Unlimited. I'm a leadership and development coach. Today, we're going to be talking about, well, when I say we, well, maybe we, if you comment, the intersection of childhood, sometimes trauma, with career choice. And by career choice, I'm talking specifically about the environments that we find ourselves swimming in. So I want to tell you about a client. Let's call her Esmeralda, because why not? There's got to be somebody out there called Esmeralda. The environment that she was finding, that she found herself in, and this was the third organization. So this was a senior leader in a large corporation. And what was happening for her at work, this was her third organization with a similar experience in her 30-year experience, was that she felt her confidence lowering. She felt like her voice wasn't heard. She felt highly criticized all of the time. She didn't really know what she was doing right. She was told she had power, but then it seemed to be taken away from her. She was undermined a lot. So she'd get projects off the ground. She'd get agreement from stakeholders, and then people would change their mind or undermine her in front of group meetings. She was getting feedback about her not seeming confident from her bosses. See, actually, the words were, "You come across very insecure." And without really understanding what that was or being able to get those answers. And she was getting paid really well for this. So, it was one of those I'm getting paid extraordinarily well, but my soul is getting sucked out of my body as I stay here longer and longer and longer. So that environment, the longer I had this conversation with her, it became clearer and clearer and clearer that is how she felt when she was growing up. That's how she felt in her childhood environment. She felt criticized. She felt like she couldn't win. She felt silenced. She felt undermined. And here she was, however many tens of years later, however many decades later, in a very similar environment. But when you've been doing that for decades and years and years and years, it takes a major toll. And this is where people arrive into their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and their bodies are more worn down. And they're more tired in this deep, deep place inside of themselves that they can't even really name, but it's gone way beyond the job. Because as you know, we can be doing work that is, we work long hours, but if it's a passion project, if it's something that's energizing for us, we don't get that kind of deep depletion going on. But years of being in an environment that is having this toll on us, especially if it does loop back to something that's felt very familiar to us before, it takes a toll in a very different way. And she also had a lower back issue that was actually chronic. It was a chronic lower back issue. So what do we do when we notice these kind of patterns? I'm going to be talking a lot more about this intersection of our younger years or significant, it can happen, it often goes back to our younger years. What can I say? First stage is awareness. The first stage with anything is awareness. The knowledge of oh, you know what? I can see it. I can see a connection point here. I'm doing it again. There is that element to this. I actually really enjoy what it is that I do, but then there's this layer of this sort of emotional, mental thing that's taking a toll on me. And when you notice something like that, you can think about your next opportunity or finding a better opportunity and start to think about finding your way to a culture that's going to actually nurture you and give you what it is that you've needed probably your entire life. I would love to know what you think about this. This is an awareness only video. I don't have easy, clear tips. The first tip would be, if you see a pattern, write it down, notice the pattern, describe it, how it feels, what it sounds like, what you're saying to yourself, how it's similar, and shine a light. Shine a light. Take out a piece of paper. I'm going to deliver everybody paper and pens. I'm still old school like that. Piece of paper and a pen, and write down, describe what it is that you're noticing. And let me know what you become aware of. This is how we start to get free. This is how we start to make different choices. I'd love it if you subscribed. I'd love it if you shared with me something that you're taking away from this video that was helpful for you. And if you want to know more about me, you can click on the little thing below. It opens up a box and there's websites and all kinds of fabulous things in there. All right, I'll see you next time.